You already know what time it is. Time for another toxic boyfriend, I think. Good morning, everybody. Forever Nenaa here, and welcome to Diona's flower shop. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this person is actually dateable and will be a future boyfriend, but he really does fit all the toxic boyfriend slash yandere boyfriend traits. So let's just go ahead, get into this. I think this game is like where we go in the middle of the night and find a flower shop. You're in search of the perfect bouquet of flowers for special events. Yes, just like that. It's like the middle of the night, so I think that was like the only shop that's open. Ooh, that is interesting. In a hurry, I bolted out of my workplace and lifted my wrist to check the time. Ugh, snap. I had a feeling I'll be working overtime again tonight, but I didn't expect leaving work this late. My plan was to leave a little earlier tonight to spare some time browsing for flowers to buy. But now it's 11:15 p.m. already. No shop must still be open by this hour. As I walk, the night envelops the streets in darkness and quietness. Yeah, I was right. I noticed that most shops are closed now. A hint of disappointment creeps in, realizing I won't have the chance to buy what I needed for tomorrow. If only I had thrown caution to the wind and left earlier. Now, I'm not sure anymore about tomorrow. Well, it's not like getting a flower bouquet for the occasion is that necessary after all, but I still think it'll be a good idea to do. It's just showing up with the bouquet in hand would show the effort I put in, right? What, am I like, is this to my significant other? Wait, do I already have a significant other? Oh no. At least that's what I think. I began to walk slowly, realizing there's no point in hurrying anymore since I might just go through tomorrow without a flower bouquet. Yet, just as I was about to completely give up on the idea, something caught my attention, and I came to an abrupt stop. Diona's flower shop. Despite the late hour, the entrance to the shop still displayed a riot of blossoms. It was a little strange to see, yet its beauty draws me in like a moth to a flame. Either the florist is incredibly dedicated, or the shop simply has unusual working hours. But that doesn't matter now. This means I have a chance to buy flowers. Nice. Eager, I hastened my steps towards the shop and entered. The door chimed with a soft ring as it swung open, announcing my arrival. The interior of the flower shop excludes a delicate beauty with its simple yet elegant decor that consists of soft and muted colors. The blossoms, neatly displayed in glass vases, cast long shadows in the dim lighting. As I wandered through the flower shop, I could smell the scent of usual fragrance, floral notes in the air. But I also began to notice something else. Something unsettling, far from the usual pleasantness. A faint, discordant odor that mingles with the flowery scents. A scent different from what I'll expect in a flower shop, but I couldn't quite place its origin either. I quickly dismissed it and chose to focus on the flower shop's exquisite arrangements instead, as if ignoring the scent would make it vanish somehow. I began observing the floral display, my eyes drifting over them. Some bouquets were prearranged, while others featured individual stems waiting to be selected. Taking a closer look, the late hour seems to have taken its toll on a few, leaving them with a slight wilt. Nonetheless, I feel grateful that this shop is still open at this hour. On the opposite side of the store, a particular bouquet of sunflowers immediately captured my attention. They stood out with their vibrant freshness in stark contrast to the others. Wow, I whispered to myself, reaching out to gently touch the golden petals, a soft smile gracing my lips. This one's still quite fresh, surprisingly. Maybe I should get this one. Let me think about it. I mused again, hesitating. Yeah, I think I should look around first. Turning away from the sunflowers, I strolled further into the shop, admiring the colorful array of blooms and pondering my choice. It wasn't until I stole a glance at the counter that I realized the shop was deserted. What? Where's the florist? Wait. Where's my handsome pink man? Check the staff door. Just look around and wait. I'm sure someone will come around. Now I'm gonna go look for him. I hesitated for a moment, pondering whether it might be a bit excessive. But in the end, curiosity got the better of me. After all, someone could be inside, right? I mean, who in their right mind would leave their own shop unattended at this hour? It's kind of dangerous. After a brief internal debate, I made my way towards the back of the counter, intending to knock the staff door. Huh? I noticed that odd, out-of-place scent from earlier seemed to be coming from behind this door. Oh gosh. Are we gonna see something we shouldn't be seeing? Oh, hi! Hey, finally you have arrived. I was looking for you. I apologize, but only staff members are allowed to enter. I was taken aback by the sudden presence of a man with pink hair emerging from the staff door. Oh, sorry. I took a step back immediately, feeling a little flustered. No, you're quite alright. The man's lip curled upward into a smile that appeared warm to me, and he took a step back, maintaining a professional distance. I apologize for making you wait. I was tending to something in the other room and didn't notice someone had entered the shop. Welcome to Diona's. I keep trying to say Diana's or something. Diona's flower shop. I'm the florist in charge. How can I assist you? Yes, I'm here to buy some flowers for a special occasion. The man nodded and his smile broadened. Broden? Of course. What occasion and what type of flowers are you assisting? For a confession! It's my friend's birthday. Wow, you're... Okay, so I'm not like with anybody, but it seems like I have a choice that either like this entire thing could just be for a friend, for somebody that I have a crush on, and I guess I'm free to say, wow, you're hot! Pardon? Why the heck did I just blurt this out? I feel utterly awkward. I said, wow, it's hot! You gotta put the AC on, you're not paying the bills, what's going on here? Smooth, right? I tried to form a reply, but my thoughts scrambled, leaving my tongue tied with nonsensical sounds. Why, I appreciate that. The florist gave a slight smile in reply, his voice hardly shifting. That only adds to my embarrassment. I cringe inwardly like I do every day, wondering how could I have said something like that early. In any case, is there any type of flower you insist on buying? Not really. Nothing comes to mind yet. That's perfectly fine. If you like, I can show you our flower language book. It's a way to choose flowers based on their meaning and symbolism. Thank you. I'll really appreciate that. The florist swiftly retrieves the flower language book from a cabinet and hands it to me. I took it with a nod and a small smile. Thank you. I trailed behind the florist, observing as he elegantly haunted his steps and began crafting a flower arrangement at a nearby table. Despite trying to focus on the task at hand, my mind kept replaying that awkward moment I blurted out that thoughtless comment. Please, browse at your leisure. I have to return to another arrangement for a client, so whenever you make your choice, please let me know. Thank you so much. I'll definitely let you know. Trying to distract myself, I gaze at the beautiful arranged assortment of flowers before me. While I was browsing, the florist was deep in concentration in his arrangement work. I began flipping through the pages of the flower language book, scanning the meanings and symbolism behind various blooms. Marigolds and red roses caught my attention. Marigolds, often associated with passion and creativity, seems like a vibrant choice. On the other hand, red roses convey messages of love and admiration. I don't know which one to decide. After a moment of contemplation, I turned my attention towards the florist. With the shears in hand, he snipped the stems at just the right angle, the metallic blades glinting slightly in the flower shop's dim lighting. Their edges appear very sharp and maintained. I don't want to bother him, but I also need to ask for his help in deciding. Yeah, I definitely need to ask for his help in deciding. Not that I could just decide by myself. Excuse me? Yes? He paused his moments, anticipating my next word with a small smile on his face. I can't decide between marigolds or red roses. A tough decision indeed. Both choices are beautiful. Perhaps you can opt for the red roses? As much as I like to offer you both, I can't sell flowers that aren't in their best conditions. As you may have noticed, a couple of them have started to wilt. I apologize for that. It's because I usually select the flowers during the day, and they don't remain fresh until late. I nodded in understanding, acknowledging the truth in his explanation. No worries, I completely understand. Flowers tend to deteriorate quickly once they're picked. I'm relieved to know so. It's indeed unfortunate that their beauty don't last very long. I often wish that more individuals embrace nurturing flowers, but it appears many lean towards purchasing them solely for decorations. People prefer to opt for the pre-arranged, hand-picked, and cleaned options. Yeah, you're right. It's disheartening to see beautiful flowers go to waste. Just tell him whatever he wants to hear, guys. Or I can say, why does your flower shop even remain open until this late anyways? Well, at least I'm glad to see that someone as charming as you is taking care of these beautiful flowers. Is the Riz Nina here? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that last one. His lips curve into a small smile, his eyes meeting mine briefly before his focus returned to his work. Thank you for your kind words. It's an honor. Flowers are really beautiful and delicate. Thus, I want to be able to enhance each flower's beauty by arranging them harmonically. Well, I think you're already doing a good job at that. Was there a specific reason behind your choice to become a florist? He appears to truly enjoy his work. My love for flowers has been a lifelong affair. Even as a child, I was captivated by their beauty and grace. But it was when I met my wife. Dang it, she's throwing those subtle hints at me. He's like, no, I have a wife. Go. Stop flirting with me. Dang it. But it was when I met my wife that my passion for flowers intensified greatly. His voice took a noticeable change of tone as he spoke of his wife. Your wife must hold a special place in your heart. With each nod, his smile seemed to grow wider, making it clear that he's obviously smitten with the topic of his wife. Dang it! Okay, take him off the list of toxic boyfriends, I see. She is. But he seems like he's a good husband, so at least there's that. And I'm thankful to be in her presence every single day. Well, this is awkward. So would you choose the selection of red roses? Oh, right. I was caught up in the conversation. Yes, just red roses would be fine. Yes, but some marigold, and it would be great too. I don't mind if it's a little wilt. No, I'm gonna say yes. Sure, red rose is fine. I'm checked out. He's married. All jokes, guys, all jokes. An excellent choice indeed. He set aside the arrangement for another client after he tied a ribbon around it as a finishing touch. If I may ask, what's the occasion? Just my friend's birthday. Well, it's my friend's birthday, and I want to surprise them with a beautiful bouquet. Oh, how lovely. Flowers can convey emotion beautifully indeed. Okay, I'll begin preparing them for you. Thank you so much. I nod softly, smiling at his words, remain quiet to let him focus on his work now. Thank you. Amidst his work, he suddenly paused, setting aside the shears and fixing his gaze on me. What's up? Excuse me for just a moment. I need to retrieve something from the other room. Okay, go do what you gotta do. Go do what you gotta do. I'll just be here waiting. The florist smiled politely and left the counter. Thanks. Oh, he's back. That was fast. After a short absence, he returned carrying a small wooden box filled with decorative satin ribbons and a handful of white lilies. Thank you for your patience. No problem at all. He continued with his work and thoughtfully interspersed the white petals throughout the bouquet, like pearls adorning a royal robe. Thank you. That's awesome. I apologize again. I just remembered I missed something. How forgetful of me. I'll be right back. Just one more thing to fetch. You're awfully quite forgetful. Now that you have a wife and you're a husband, I don't have the patience. I'm just kidding. I gotta stop. He disappeared into the staff room once more. Take your time. Just like this, the florist would frequently step away to the staff room in the midst of his work. Sometimes he returned with a new equipment and fresh blooms, while other times he reappeared with no apparent changes. Each time he opened the staff door, the particular smell grew more potent. Soon enough, the florist returns again with a roll of decorative paper. Thank you for waiting. No problem. Even though the door is closed now, his earlier trips to the staff room left a lingering scent in the shop. I instinctively scrunched up my nose at the unpleasant odor. I think it's the smell from earlier. Ignore the smell, pretend it isn't there. Ask the florist about it. You know, I must admit, your flowers aren't the only thing that's Am I gonna continue? He literally just talked about his wife. And Nina's really gonna have the goal to really be like, you know, I must admit, your flowers aren't the only thing that's captivating around here. Of all the time. I low-key don't, because I feel like as soon as he said, like, he had somebody, it's like, let's stop that. But, like, I kind of want to see where that goes. Is he going to get upset at all this? But he doesn't seem to mind. So let's see what it says. I try to smile, hoping to divert my own attention from the usual scent in the store. His glance in my direction was accompanied by a smile that appeared somewhat contrived. It made me feel a little uneasy, as if he could discern my motives. Care to elaborate? Oh, I mean, it's not just the flowers. Your presence add a certain charm to this place, too. Is that so? You have a way with compliments. I call it as I see it. You must have many admirers. Oh, you're flattering me. While he placed each petals with precision, I suddenly hear loud crashing noises coming from another room. For the first time since I walked into the flower shop, I see genuine shock on the florist's face. What was that? Sounds like someone tripped over it or something. I apologize. I must go and take a look. Please excuse me for another moment. Okay. He looks genuinely concerned as he rushes towards the staff room, leaving me standing there. And of course, as he opened the door, that scent lingers in the air again. It makes you question what's really behind the closed doors. And if it's the scent of flowers, I wonder what kind of flower could possibly emit such a foul scent. After what feels like an eternity, the florist finally returns. The worry that was visible on his face earlier has dissipated, and he now wears a faint smile. Is everything okay back there? It seems my wife accidentally knocked over some gardening tools of mine. Nothing to worry about. She wasn't listening in the walls or anything, hearing you flirt with me and getting angry. No. None of that. She's just a little clumsy at times. He chuckled softly and swiftly packed up the flowers, again resuming the arrangement. I see. I stood still, patiently awaiting the flower arrangement to be done. Yet while I was looking around the table, I noticed a stain of blood on the end of the counter. Exactly the spot where the florist just touched. The florist seems to have been aware of me spotting the blood stain. Is there something else that caught your attention? Oh my gosh! Should I say something? Nothing! I was just spacing out, that's all. Oh, it's nothing really, I was just spacing out for a moment. His eyes, a deep shade of crimson, bore into me for a moment longer, as though he's seeking something in my expression before he eventually broke the silence. I see. Well, if you have any questions about the flowers, feel free to ask. The florist's intense gaze makes me wonder if he saw through my attempt to hide my unease. Quietly, I observed his fingers in motion. With every addition, the florist paused, his discerning eyes ensuring each flower found its perfect place in the arrangement. Not long after, he looked my way. I apologize for making you wait. I'm almost done with the arrangement. Would you like to include a card with the bouquet? Normally, there's an additional charge, but since you're buying our last batch of flowers, I'll include it at no cost. For free? The florist nodded, smiling. Yes. Thank you, I like a card then. I don't want a card, I want you. Oh my gosh! Is it bad that I want to see where these options take me? I think it's bad, but let's see! With a small laugh, he shook his head, the florist's eyes betraying the absence of a genuine smile. Your flirtatious behavior, as tedious as it is, reminds me of a time when my wife and I would share lighthearted moments. See, he's over here telling me he got a wife again to let you know, hey, stop it. You're a customer, I want your business, but like, boundaries. If this wasn't a game, I wouldn't do it, I swear, guys! But I'm afraid this situation isn't one of them. Sighing softly, he returns to wearing a wider smile. I'll be giving you the card then. What would you like me to write on it? Wow, he's blatantly ignoring me. I think I'd like to say, I told the flower that I'd like him to write word by word as he write them down. Once the flowers were perfectly arranged, he carefully wrapped the bouquet with the decorative paper, the colors and pattern contemplating the flowers within. He tied a ribbon around the bouquet as he completed the masterpiece before handing me the bouquet. Thank you. Is this good enough for you? I inspect the bouquet of flowers he had arranged, adorned with a small card attached to the ribbon. Oh, he has a very pretty handwriting and the arrangement looks just as beautiful. It's beautiful. I held onto the bouquet tighter, looking up at the florist. Thank you so much. I'm glad you think so. Do you want to purchase something else before leaving, or is that all? Yes, that's all. I should get going. How much is it? Yes, but now I'm curious about something else. Either Nina's gonna mention the thing or the smell that's going on, or she's gonna freaking make a move on him again. I don't support that, but let's see. Let's see what she's gonna say. Yes, but now I'm curious about something else. About what, if I may ask? About the handsome man! This is bad! Don't flirt with a taken man, guys. Don't do it. But we're gonna do it so we can see what happens. Also, there's an option that says about your wife, so I'm gonna go ahead and say about the handsome man behind the arrangement. You. Pardon? He looked genuinely surprised at my question, clearly from how his eyes slightly widened. The florist fell silent for a moment, seemingly thinking for an answer, at least for words. You're quite the persistent one, I'll give you that. He sets down the scissors he was holding, walking over to the counter to take a step closer to me. What exactly would you like to know about me then? He suddenly turns around and our eyes meet. Though before that, if I may say something, what leads you to talk with me like this? Given my seriously, he's married. I at this point, I just kind of want to see what happens. I really promise I'm not like this guy. I'm aware of your status, handsome. Yeah, you chose to not care. Yeah, and what if I don't care? Your personal life isn't my concern. Oh my gosh, Nina's gonna die. She has to. His subdued laugh held both humor and an underlining more complex emotion. His eyes met mine with a little more intensity this time. Are you perhaps one of those people who find some sort of thrill in doing this? I decided to remain silent, both because I'm not entirely sure on what I should say in return, and also the fact that it seems like he was going to say something more. You're not the first to do this. Leaning against the counter, he crosses his arms and tilts his head slightly to the side, never breaking eye contact. After all, it was nice how they honored me with their bodies and that— What? Whoa, why is that bolded? And what do you mean honor me with their bodies? What? Huh? His words slightly took me aback. His never faltering eye contact didn't help in making me less nervous. Cat got your tongue? Don't clam up now. You were doing so well. That's why. I suppose I should give your persistence a small reward. To tell you the truth, my wife had a way of making ordinary, mundane moments exhilarating. Much like the way our current conversation seemed to be turning. A grin spreads across his face as he spoke, his gaze never wavering from mine. Following that, the florist turned and headed to the opposite side of the counter where he began tidying up. You're quite the curious one, aren't you? It's almost like you have no sense of others' boundaries. That's what I was literally just pointing out, like literally boundaries. But like, I guess this is the run where we don't care. I'm just curious about understanding you better as a person and maybe your wife as well. Well, I have to admit, my curiosity might be a bit biased. I think I'm just drawn to you. I think we're destined to each other. I think we're soulmates, if you will. He continued arranging items, his fingers briefly touching an old photograph resting nearby. I'm flattered, though I'm afraid I don't quite get what you're trying to get from the question. He carefully clears the dust from the photo, revealing a picture of a sunflower garden. After a moment, he places the photo back to where it was and finally turned to look at me. Should I be wary of being in the presence of a detective? You're asking quite a handful of questions. Sorry, I probably should tone down my curiosity. The florist chuckled slowly, turned into a warm smile. No, it's not every day I have someone show such genuine curiosity. Well, yeah, your passion for flowers and the bond you share with your wife, they seem to hold a depth that goes beyond the surface. It makes me want you. Don't forget about that. His gaze became reflective before he nodded in agreement. You're perceptive. His chuckle dwindled as he refocused on organizing. Can you tell me more about the sunflower photo? You know, watching you work with flowers earlier was really alluring to me. I'm too far in, guys. I'm too far in. Let's just go. You're quite the flattering one. I wonder if you're like this with every stranger you meet, or is it just me? He chuckled again, this time a little more shallow, as he shook his head. You remind me of a self-proclaimed detective that once came to visit me in hopes of satisfying their curiosity. Needless to say, I had no secret to tell, so they left with nothing. Is that so? Well, I'll be sure to remember that. Why is he so cautious? Like, I'm literally just hitting on him and he's like, you're asking a lot of questions. What? I'm literally just hitting on you. Not another detective with a good memory. That could be dangerous. His words were lighthearted this time and a somewhat playful smile graced his lips. Dangerous? Should I be worried? I'm no detective. I just find myself drawn to you. I don't care. I'm not a detective. Is that so? His eyes held a mischievous glint, and he leaned in even closer. Oh, yes, you're quite intriguing. He trailed his fingers lightly along the edge of the counter, his eyes never leaving mine. In that case, perhaps I should consider revealing a thing or two. The air between us seems to change as our conversation continued. What's with the sudden change of behavior? I took a step back as he stepped forward to me. He must be thinking, what's with this sudden change of behavior? Yep, I was thinking that. Well, yeah, I was wondering what exactly just that was. What about all the talk about how much you love your wife up until now? Why am I switching up? Like, first, I'm like all over this guy, right? And he's like, I got a wife. And I'm like, I don't care. Now he's like, okay, I don't care either. And I'm like, whoa. This is so messed up. And out a shallow chuckle, he shook his head before speaking in a quieter voice. To love is to share, don't you think? Sometimes new flowers grow even when we think we're already found our favorite. He sighed, his eyes never leaving mine. But enough about me. Let's focus on you for a moment. Me? I blinked in surprise, taken aback by the sudden redirection of the conversation. I've been persistent for sure, no doubt about it, but this sudden change really took me aback. Yes, you. What really brings you to my shop today? Oh, I just saw the beautiful flowers in the window and decided to come in. I needed a good bouquet. Plus, this is the only flower shop that's still open, so... His pair of crimson eyes sparkled with a playful glint. Well, you have a good eye. Thank you. Though, if I may assume, it does seem like you had a change of mind sometime during the time you spent looking around in my shop. You did mention wanting to buy a bouquet for your friend's birthday earlier. I admire your initial urge to go out of your way to buy a flower bouquet this late at night. It really is a thoughtful gesture. Most friends would have easily went home and sleep, especially after a long day of work. But you didn't do that. You chose to come here. His words trailed off, becoming quieter, and I could feel myself getting increasingly nervous by each word spoken from him. Nervous in a good way or nervous in a bad way? It feels like it's in a bad way. Even though in the end, your desire got the better of you. The florist stepped away, momentarily picking up a delicate white lily before handing it out to me. Look at this. White lily, a symbol of purity. Just like the intentions that initially led you to my shop. Are you making fun of me? Is it wrong that I find you attractive? I like how there's literally two ways to go about this. Like, we're all in. The florist chuckled a bit before setting down the lily aside. I won't answer that for you. His gaze held mine for a moment longer than necessary, making me feel nervous. I'm just like all nerves right now, apparently. Are you finally reciprocating my interest in you? You finally loving me back? Is that even a question? His voice dropped to a lower, almost intimate tone. Ooh. Let me keep talking about you. We should continue our conversation somewhere else. My place is right below the floor. Ignore the wife, since she was literally in the other room. I don't realize that he actually lives in the same building. Though my nerves are on edge, I nod in compliance with his offer. Follow me then. What about your wife? Didn't you just say she was in the other room? Are we being sneaky? With a gesture, he opens the staff room door. I could smell the sickening scent from earlier again the moment I step inside. I pause momentarily to regain my composure, contemplating should I continue to delve deeper or not. The florist noticed this and turned around to face me. What's wrong? No, I'm fine. He smiled at my words and turned around again, continuing to walk in silence. As he walked me down the stairs, my steps matched the rhythm of my racing heart. My attention was drawn to a closed door marked staffs only, and a scent of fresh blooms whiffed from the other side. But the floral scent still mingled with the same unsettling aroma that had haunted my senses earlier. Wait, so the door behind the counter leads to these stairs. It doesn't directly take us to the staff room? The florist stops in his steps and opened a door, allowing me to step inside first. Where are we? This doesn't look like the flower shop or a house or anything. What is this? I don't know what this room is, but it's dimly lit. This is where we can continue our conversation. I nodded. A mix of anticipation and uncertainty bubbled within me. So, what has piqued your curiosity? You've shown quite the interest in me, but what is it that you really want to know? He slightly leaned forward, his eyes locked into mine with an intensity that's difficult to ignore. Or perhaps I should ask, what is it that you desire from me, from all of this? My throat tightened as I swallowed, feeling the florist's gaze like a physical touch. You know your answer. You've led yourself to this place, you see. I remained silent for a moment, not knowing what to say. Either I can say, well, you seem to know your desires better than me, or, yeah, I want you. I need you. And we could do this the easy way, or we can do this we're definitely gonna do this the hard way. He's gonna kill me. I already know. He chuckled softly, his eyes never leaving mine. You're quite the bold one. You see, I am fascinated by the intrinsicy of human nature. Oh gosh, yeah, he's not human. How desires drive us, mold us. Oh, us, so he is human. Though it is not just any desire that captures my attention. He took another step forward. It's a desire that lies hidden beneath the surface, the ones that make our hearts race, our thoughts spiral, ones that drive us to irrational decisions, ones that you seem to be experiencing at this very moment. His fingers trailed lightly along the edge of the table as his voice turned softer. The desires that we bury deep within us. The truth in his words made my heart beat faster. And what do you do with these desires? He leans in even closer, his voice a velvety whisper to my ear. I cultivate them, nurture them, just like the flowers in my garden. And when the time is right, I let them bloom in all their glory. And now, I believe I kept to myself for far too long. What does that mean? He swiftly leaned back, now a small frown on his face. Oh gosh, he led me on, guys. You see, my wife was born in unique circumstances. Oh no. I love her dearly, but no man can escape their human desire, can they? He paused, his eyes searching mine as if debating whether to reveal something. I'm truly ashamed to admit this, but sometimes due to that very reason, I find myself feeling a little lonely. That's why. Let's take a step towards understanding each other better, shall we? Oh, what? His smile was accompanied by a tender caress of my arm. Oh my gosh, I was like, I thought you were gonna kill me down here, not gonna lie. I thought your wife is gonna come around the corner and kill me or something. I did not think we'll get to this point. Oh, Fumito? I think that's Fumito. Fumito! Hey, Fumito! Fumito? Our eyes met, and now I could see a hint of vulnerability in his expression. Now that I told you my name, why don't we continue our conversation in a more intimate setting? Intimate? Each of his spoken words made me increasingly more How much nervous can I get? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yes, I have a proposition. Given this area is my place of work, why not let me lead you to a different space? Somewhere else like the your living room? It's fine right here. He was taken aback by my words for a moment, but quickly regained his composure. My, how bold of you. Or I suppose I should say eager? My cheeks warm up at his words, embarrassed by whatever he's implying. I understand, don't worry. I did not click that. He was quick to silence me and put a finger over my lips to prevent me from speaking. The florist chuckled softly before he leaned back again, holding his gaze with me. I would lead the way. Though, if we're talking the bedroom, I do have a small request. Suddenly, his slender fingers moved towards me. Before I know it, a soft fabric is draped over my eyes. What? What's this? My words catch in my throat as I instinctively reach for the fabric. Shh. His touch on my wrist was gentle but firm. If we're going to talk more intimately, this is simply a part of the thrill. Oh my gosh, what is Nina getting herself into? What is Nina getting herself into? I felt a mixture of excitement and ease as the fabric cuts off my vision, plunging me into darkness. Fumito's voice was distant, as if he was guiding me through the shop. I trusted his lead, a sense of anticipation building within me. I just met this guy. Why do I trust him? Because he's hot. That's probably what it is. Pretty privilege. Wow, that's crazy. Before finally he came to a stop. Where are we? Diona? What? Diona, is that his wife? What? He called out a name, showing no acknowledgement. Oh, I will see you soon, my sunshine. Just a little more. Fumito stepped closer in my direction as he reached for my face and removed the cloth from my eyes. Oh my gosh, what am I about to see? Is this meat? Is he gonna chop me up? Fumito stepped closer in my direction as he reached for my face and removed the cloth from my eyes. As the world came back into focus, I found myself in a dimly lit room with cold tiled floors. A strong metallic scent of blood permeated the air, accompanied by an unsettling mix of decay and floral notes. Tall wooden shelves lined the walls, displaying an array of equipment and tools, their surfaces marred with ominous red stains. I told you it was a small request. Is your body ready? My heart pounded in my chest as I tried to make sense of the situation. What do you mean? What? I said, is your body ready? Please corroborate. What? In a flash, he had my arms yank behind my back, securing them tightly with what felt like rough twine. You know what? This is better than whatever else I was gonna expect. I immediately struggled against his hold, but it was futile. With an eerie calmness, Fumito dragged me to a nearby table before I could even react. The surface feels sticky with a strange, moist sensation between my fingers. It felt gross, slightly wet, and I recoiled as my skin came into contact with it. His face was devoid of emotions as he secured my arms and legs to the table. Something about the way he handled this tells me that he had done such things before. His actions unnervingly precise. What are you doing? Once he tightened the last knot, Fumito stepped back and looked down on me, his cold crimson eyes boring into mine. Just keeping my promise. I'm a man of my words. He maintained his unsettled composure while I squirmed against my bonds. You wanted to honor me with your body, didn't you? You gave in to your desire without a second thought. Fully aware of my material status, yet you still gave in. You know, this is literally what I get. This is what I get. Literally, this is what I get. Don't mess with a married person. Like twins. It's a weakness many seem to share. My heart raced and I tried to muster a response, but the words caught in my throat. Ugh. He reached for something on the nearby table and the metallic clink of tools echoed throughout the dimly lit room. Do you even have a purpose for this? You're insane. What's your purpose? Let me know at least before I die. He seemed to be slightly taken aback by my protest. I'm simply trying to provide for my beloved wife. Oh my gosh. Fumito suddenly climbed on the table and loomed on top of me. It's now clear that he's holding a piece of cloth in his hand. He looked down on me, his voice dripping with mockery and thinly veiled disgust. You're so shameless, aren't you? Always succumbing to your desires, never thinking of the consequences. He suddenly slapped my cheek and the sound... He really said, bah! How dare you mess with a married man? This is literally what I get. Oh my gosh. Just like an animal. I could sense a deep-seated disgust in his eyes as he loathed not only me, but the very nature of humanity itself. It's getting late now. I can't waste any more time. My wife is waiting for me. I will make sure this ends quickly. You'll soon forget these desires that led you here, and any shame that comes for it, if you're even capable of that. Though I doubt you do. My vision began to blur as he pressed the cloth against my face, soaked in something sweet smelling. I wanted to respond, to defy him, but the room seemed to grow darker, my eyelids heavy. Just close your eyes. I couldn't shake the feeling that the florist's disgust lingered, even as I drifted into unconsciousness. You know, that's what I get. This is what I get. What? To put up an act like that was disgusting. Oh, am I still alive, or is this just like literally after like the aftermath, you know, guys? No, I am in no way cheating. My sunshine, things goes. Even though, despise him. Father's teachings, effective. My senses slowly return, and I find myself in the same dimly lit room. Fumito's oddly affectionate tone of speaking filled the air, but I couldn't quite gasp what he was saying properly. His voice sounded close, as if he was right beside me, but just out of my field of vision. My head feels hazy. I tried to move, but I couldn't feel my limbs. Ugh! I realized something was very wrong. My arms and legs were unresponsive, as if they weren't even there. Yes, but he was delusional, wasn't he, my dear? The florist's voice trailed off as our eyes met, realizing that I have awoken. And at least, that's what I think. It's hard to see things properly. No. I can't have you awake for this. I attempted to turn my head and focus to see where I was and what had happened to me. But Fumito's presence loomed closer, and his hands pressed against my forehead, stopping me. His touch felt strange, a little damp with the metallic scent hinting at blood on his fingers. My attempts to speak or struggle was feeble, my body unwilling to respond. I tried to speak and ask what was happening, but my words came out as gurgly murmur. My heart raced, and I fought to regain control over my body. Don't fight it, please. The sweet, sickly scent enveloped me once more, and my vision quickly wavered. What a delectable offering you are. My wife's dinner tonight will be memorable. Your wife is gonna eat me? The last thing I heard was the florist's voice, distant and cold, tinged with a subtle disgust. Thank you for your contribution. The freak? You know, this is what I get. Ending yellow carnation. Literally what I get for oh gosh, I can't read cursive. A reckless fascination, wasn't it? Remember, not every connection is worth pursuing. Oh, that's a good lesson right there. That's what you get, guys. This is why you don't go in and if someone says they're taken or married, you don't try to pursue that. You don't be like, okay, well, we could go around or we can cheat or something. This is what you get for cheating. Okay, so I'm just gonna come back to this one. This is basically where it started, where I was started to flirt with him again after finding out that he had a wife. So I'm gonna go ahead and just not say that and just say, about your wife. Pardon? He looked genuinely surprised at my question, clearly from his eyes slightly widening. Oh, I see. I'm flattered you want to know more about us. Well, my wife, she's a feisty, wonderful woman. Despite the way she's born, her uniqueness shines through. She has a delicate nature despite her strong and tall exterior, which is why I don't let her work in the shop, nor help me directly, because I know that she's helping me in her own way. That is as much as I can say about her. Something in his voice tells me that he's not going to say anything more. I see, you seem to treasure her so much. The florist nods, slowly smiling in satisfaction. Of course I do, she's my everything. Following that, the florist turned and headed to the opposite side of the counter where he began tidying up. Well, then I should prepare for closing now. If there's nothing else you need, perhaps it's time for you to be on your way too. The florist's usually soft tone was both polite and firm. I'm past the usual closing time. Oh, I don't want to keep you. It's quite alright, I appreciate your interest in the shop. If you ever need flowers in the future, don't hesitate to drop by. Thank you for choosing Diona's Flower Shop. We will see you again soon. Holding the bouquet of flowers, I nodded while taking a last glance around the shop. Thanks as well. Okay, so for this one, as long as you don't, literally when I started, like, kept pursuing him, that's when things got bad. Well, right when I was, like, done, I just didn't pursue him. It was like, that's it. As I distance myself from the shop, the unsettling scent slowly fades and the surroundings became more familiar and comforting. Nice. There's a faint inkling that I've forgotten something is bothering me. What could it be? Did I leave something at the shop? No, I don't think I left anything. I don't know. Thank you for choosing. Oh, we will see you again soon. Oh, wait. I caught that too, but I was just like, maybe he just expects her to come back in the future because he did such an amazing job with his flower. Ending question mark? What do you mean ending question mark? The florist will find you soon. Why? Is it because I flirted with him? You know what? I'm gonna start a file where I just don't like flirt with him at all. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe that's why. Maybe he just took offense that I even found him attractive. He's like, ugh, how dare you? You know? So I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna check the door. And I'm not gonna say, wow, you're hot. I'm just gonna say it's for my friend's birthday and keep it at that, you know? I'm actually looking for a flower for my friend's birthday. It's my friend's birthday and I want to surprise them with a beautiful bouquet. Is there any particular flower or color they like? They like sunflowers, so I was hoping to buy a bouquet with sunflowers. As if he's silently approving my choice in flowers, the mention of sunflowers made the man smile boredom. Excellent. Sunflowers are bright and cheerful, perfect for bringing a smile to anyone's face on their special day. We can create some lovely sunflower arrangement that your friend will surely adore. As you may have noticed, a couple of them have started to wilt. I apologize for that. It's because I usually select the flowers during the day and they don't remain fresh until late. I nodded in understanding, acknowledging the truth in his explanation. No worries, I completely understand. Flowers tend to deteriorate over quickly once they're picked. I'm relieved to know so. It's indeed unfortunate that their beauty don't last very long. He held one of the blooms up in the soft light, pausing mid-sentence as he momentarily inspected it for any imperfections. Satisfied, he chose another flower, balancing the two with a practiced eye, and resumed speaking. I often wish that more individuals embraced nurturing flowers. Okay, so we definitely had this conversation before. But this time, we're not going to be like, oh, you are cute or something like that. I'm glad to see that someone as charming as you. No, I'm just going to say, yeah, you're right. It's disheartening to see beautiful flowers go to waste. Yep. Yes, absolutely. Flowers possess this ability to bring joy and warmth to people's life when tended to lovingly. Unfortunately, not many people seem to grasp that. There's something sincere about the way he spoke of flowers and handled them, palpable in his action. You must really love working with flowers. My words brought a soft smile to the florist's face. Thank you for the kind words. I do find great joy in creating arrangements that express one's beauty and inspiration. I definitely read this already. Okay, so this one's very uneventful, basically. Excuse me for just a moment. I need to retrieve something from the other room. Okay, this is when he starts retrieving stuff. Okay, so this one is, I'm gonna ignore the smell, pretend it isn't there. I'm not gonna dwell. I'm not gonna this run. I'm not gonna dive too deeply into it. Just ignore it. Despite my intrigue, I decided to push the unusual scent to the back of my mind. As much as the aroma tugged at my curiosity, something tells me that it's probably best if I don't question it. While he placed each petal with precision, I suddenly hear loud crashing. Yup. And that's when his wife is behind. I have yet to see his wife though. Are they gonna show her? I apologize for making you wait. I'm almost done with the arrangement. Would you like to include a card? Normally there's an additional charge. I'm gonna go ahead and thank you. I'll like a card then. Make everything really civil and low-key how I would actually be. This is low-key canon. I go in to get some flowers, be like, oh hey, I'm getting some flowers for a friend, and if there's a smell, I probably won't ask them about it because most likely I'll feel like it's rude to be like, hey, your place kind of stinks. What's that about? You know, I'll feel that's rude, so I probably wouldn't want to say anything. And then on top of that, I probably wouldn't say anything about the blood. I would probably try to quickly get out of there if I saw blood, you know? I'm just the type of person that will kind of mind my business and kind of keep to myself in public. Anyways, I got a card. Excellent choice. What would you like to write on it? I think I'd like to say I told the florist about what I wanted. Thank you. Is this good enough for you? I inspect the bouquet of flowers he had arranged, adorned with a small card attached to the ribbon. Oh! He has a very pretty handwriting. The arranging looks just as beautiful. It's beautiful. I held on to the bouquet tighter, looking up at the florist. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. Do you want to purchase? Nope. Yes, that's all. I should get going. How much is this? Oh, then everything will be censored out. Okay. With a hushed sigh, I took out my wallet and offered him the payment for his service. He took the money and swiftly processed the payment. Here's the change. I gave a nod and extended my hand to accept the change. Thank you, and also for the arrangement. I gave a nod and extended my hand to accept the change. Thank you for choosing Diona's flower shop. We hope to see you again soon. Oh, wait, he changed his tune. Thank you as well. I picked up my bouquet from the counter and turned around to walk towards the door. So if you don't flirt, and then, like, at all, like, you don't flirt at all, it seems like you might be good. Despite the unease, I managed to politely bid my farewell and turn to leave. As I distanced myself from the shop, the unsettling scent slowly faded and the surrounding became more familiar and comforting. Gradually, my heart rate began to return to normal, and a feeling of relief washed over me, knowing I had escaped whatever strange ambience that flower shop held. Ending. Lily of the Valley. Nice! That's probably the best ending! Amidst shadows and fragrant blooms, a discerning heart chose caution's tune. A fleeting sense, a whispered spell, led one to escape where shadows dwell. I'm getting better at reading cursive. Nice. Sometimes it's best to trust your instincts and not let your guard down. A simple choice to walk away can save you from a fate that's better left unexplored, right? Ooh. That's interesting. This game is so interesting to me, guys. Like, I really like that they kind of have, like, lessons at the end. They're like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be flirting. Another lesson is, yeah, maybe you should listen to your instinct and not, you know, stay in a place that you think is dangerous. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this video here. If you want to see more, let me know if you would like to see a part 2. If you want to see, like, cause I'm kind of curious about his wife. Are they ever gonna show her? And like, you know what I mean? Like, what else is more? So I definitely want to go back in and do another run. But as for now, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Nenaa out.